Everybody's starting to show up.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Jim.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Hey. Hi. We got a few more people that still need to be showing up here, but we'll give them a little time. We met a couple weeks ago, and last week we were off because I was had a workshop I was coming back from. But this is what we did the week before. We started work on this horse one. When I got back to it, it was already kind of dry, a lot of drying and sticky paint going on. So I did not really do a whole lot more. I tried to do some fun things like, scraping the background, trying to get a little texture kind of going through here and loosen it up, trying to save it any way I could, because the paint was getting so sticky, and it was just, couldn't make any progress on it. So this is like one of those ones I'll probably end up, putting away for a while, and then think about when I'm doing a bunch of glazing and stuff on some other ones, trying to save something else, or just shift some colors. I'll take a look at this guy and see if if I can save him with some simple glazes or something like that, or how much I have to repaint and things like that. It might not be too hard. A lot of it's just trying to pull the whole thing together. Right now, it's just a little separate. The horse is a little separate from the background. It needs to be tied together somehow, and usually a decent color back in here, which can tie these guys together. Yeah, it still might work really well. So somebody agrees with that one.
I don't think it's me, Jim.
You don't agree?
No,
Okay, fine.
I don't think it's me. No. I didn't even try that. It looked too hard.
Yeah, it's a goofy one. I must say it is a very goofy one. And I thought it was going to be a lot easier, and I would probably be able to knock it out before I had to walk away and fly off the next day. And I just couldn't get to it. And that's why it still, needs a lot of tender, loving care. And I don't know if it's going to get it right. It's not going to get it for a while, because it's just got to dry properly before you can do any real glazing on it, because it's just going to be, pulling paint away and making a mess. But today we have a new one we're going to be going to. This is a fun one. This comes from our girl out in Colorado, Karen out there in Colorado. She's near Fort Collins. This is a really nice one. She said this is a buckhorn fence. And there's no nails in it, that it is pieced together. I guess that's the way it comes. They don't use any nails to hold it together or anything. It just kind of somehow holds together. I'm not exactly sure how that would be, but that's what she said. And we got to go with what she said. She knows a lot. We wouldn't want to, say anything bad about Karen not knowing what she's talking about, but if she's not here, we can say that. But she might be here today. Anyway, let me pull it up and let's go through it. Maybe we can fix it. See if we have any design flaws in it we can fix before we get going on it. There we go. See, it looks a little bit better than my print is, my printer is running out of yellow ink. And I'm just going with it, trying to get every drop out of that printer I can. Okay, well, here we go. This is really a pretty one because of the blue against the yellow and oranges, very good complementary colors. Got the beautiful mountain settings back there. That's really nice. This looks like the Grand Tetons to me, but I'm not exactly sure. Maybe she would, she'd be able to tell us more where it's from. Okay, the first thing we look at it, it got some really nice distance in it. We got some real strong foreground fence, and then we got some bush action going on back in there. Got a nice flat place of some really yellow grasses going through there, and then getting back to the mountains, which is really, really pretty cool. And it's we're gonna make do some really nice things here. But what I want to do, I definitely would love, to make this design work just a little better. I would love to have a line like, sorry. Oh, my finger's dead, I guess. Not working here. Zoom has changed some things here. They've added trying to simplify things, and they've just gone their opposite way and just totally screwed this pooch. But this is what I was thinking. Trying to get that yellow here to work better. Maybe if we have something to channel of some sort to get us all the way back these mountains, just a little yellow dotted speck to get us back here and let the mountains do the rest. That's all I was thinking, but we really kind of needs, because you got the strong fence here. Probably need a few tall grasses here to break it up on the sides, just to keep the focus in the middle and keep it going back. So probably just a little areas, in here, maybe we hit just a few spots of yellow from the grasses here, and just be able to make that little movement, so it's not just one little spot. I do like this. I do like that spot, but I think I would like to add a few little noogies of yellow throughout to help push it along. And again, when we push in those yellows and stuff, even back in here, those are guys going to be you're going to have some of this other gray stuff. You can see this color here. It's going to have a little bit of that color into it. It cannot be too bright. So that's a good thing to think about. Keeping knowing where it is and color perspective, where about it is. Okay, the mountains themselves too. God, there's if you squint at them, I think that's the best way to look at those mountains back there. Oops, lost my speaker. Hold on, my microphone flipped. There we go. Yeah, look at these mountains. They are pretty complicated. So we can probably simplify those guys. I would say even the edge on them right now is a little hard. You'd probably be able to soften that edge and get away with missing out all these points on the mountains. I do like the white caps, and then going down here to a different altitude here and getting some other colors going in that mountain. That's fine, but you got to notice how grayed out they are. That distance, we got that distance there. You barely get a little bit of green here. Oops, barely get any green here going. So we're gonna look at that, changing that, making sure it's blued out a little bit, got a lot more purple and air in those mountains back there as we go back. That should work out pretty well. The sky is pretty boring. It is blue, and if you did want to drag a brush with some clouds over it, you could, or we'll do something else. I'll figure out something there. That's gonna be we'll see. That's one of those things we can always play with and see how the paint's coming out. See if something lines up nicely. Maybe we can put a simple cloud back there that might hold things together. The fence itself, pretty nice. It's really it has some really nice colors. It has a lot of warms in it. Even these grays and stuff, down in here. Boy, these guys are I'm sorry, I'm trying to make circles, and these guys have really just screwed the pooch on what I can do here. But we'll talk about that. With the fences, I can see a lot of warm, cool purples and some warmer greens and stuff in there. Easy to make. They're going to be, but the thing is, we're probably, to make this the easiest way to go, we're going to be probably painting that fence in the last, at least all those, these crossbars and things. We'll be doing the rails at the end, because that's probably the simplest way to go. That's what I definitely know. So we'll work on the grasses, getting them to launch into the bushes, getting a little of them drive back and things. I think that might even give us a better, clearer perspective of how to get the grasses, yellow grasses, to work with the bushes just a little bit better. Okay.
Yeah, Jim, she's in Loveland, Colorado, which is like 46 miles west of Denver.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is probably pretty close to her house, because she's got she's got a big ranch, right?
Yeah. Karen's here. Just saw her name pop up, but you never know with her. She doesn't get very good Wi-Fi out there in Colorado. There she is. So Karen, where's this from?
This is closer to the Sangre de Cristo. It's like Durango area.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay.
And the fence is really cool because there's no nails, nothing holds it up. It kind of holds up itself. It's called a buckhorn.
I don't know. I see nails. I'm sorry. I see nails. There's
You
no
see
way.
a nail? Well,
no, I don't.
I cannot fool the master's eyes. I know that.
I have to see this thing up close. That's what I gotta do. Anyway. Well,
So
this is really nice, Karen. Thanks a lot.
Oh,
So
you're welcome.
The range of mountains is in the Rockies, you would say?
I would say so, yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thank you.
good. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a lot of fun, Karen. Thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you for choosing it. I appreciate it.
Anything to get you to come to class. Okay.
Well,
All right.
I can't paint, but I can watch tonight.
See, you can't paint. Nothing new. Okay. Well, we're going to show her how to do this one. All right, folks. Okay. Well, this one we're going to we saved all of our best jokes for you too, Karen.
Oh, good.
All right. So any questions on this one? Okay, folks, we're good. We are moving on to let's get over the once, I swear I had everything going perfectly. And, I'm way ahead of schedule getting the class set up. And of course, the first thing I do is I did not set up my other phone, or my phone here. So 1 second while I do that. All right, we're coming back to me then. Get off this photo. Okay. 1 second while I hook this up. I was so good. I was going, oh man, I'm right there. Okay. All right, set this up and switch that, and we are set there. Let's see, we're good to go. Got to put it in its holder. I'm gotta plug it in, just make sure it doesn't. All right. All right, here we go. This is fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let me go set up now. Yes, leave me alone. I can do this. There we go. Look at how beautiful that is. Okay, colors. Of course, I didn't put out the colors either. Grab those. I have a lot of colors I'll be able to use here. I got some titanium white, which I'm going to reload on, because you're always going to use double amount of anything. It's going to be more white on your painting than anything else. Cad yellow light, which also I'm going to reload here a little bit. Whatever, I don't have much yellow light left. Cad red light. Cad red light. There's some Cad red medium next to it, which I'm not going to reload. Don't need to. Cad orange right here. I think I probably have enough of that. I also have some oxide red light here, and some ochre, which both look done. Those are, when they get like that, just tear them, get rid of them. I'm going to replace my, I'm just going to use what I can find right now is some Venetian red or Terra Rosa or oxide red light would work great there. 1 second. I'm going to mute you guys. You guys could, if you want to talk, you're going to have to talk to me. Turn your mic on. Sorry, just getting some back feed there. You know how that goes. Color-wise, any more oxide red? Definitely, probably could use some ochre. I can find it really quick in my bag of tricks here. I can find some ochre. I did find ochre just like that. See, next to that, I got some alizarin crimson, and then I got some cobalt blue hue next to that, phthalo green, and that should be it. I don't think I'm going to use anything else. Cobalt, I'm going to put this out too. This is because of the mountains. I'm going to put out some King's Blue. If you have King's Blue, I ask for that every once in a while, ask for that, but it's expensive and it's one of those colors that's so weak that I kind of feel bad about using it because you're going to have to use a lot of it to do anything. So, and it's, paint's expensive. I would rather have it do something, but in this case, the subtleties of it might come in handy because of the mountains back there. The rest of my kit, some big brushes, some good synthetics, and then I have some nice bristle brushes. Bristles gonna be good for when we get to the bushes and stuff because they need to go in with a, a feathery kind of look. They don't want to be too smooth. We want some rough, ruffled feathers there. And a nice knife. I will also be using this to probably move some paint around too. All right, these guys away. Let's get to mixing. Grab my color thing. Like I said, printer was going out of color, but this was pretty good. It wasn't worth changing out my printer thing yet, so we're gonna go with this for now. I'll be painting off my monitor anyway, so I'll be using the colors off that. Your darkest darks are probably right here in the fence, right here in this fence. So I see a little bit of green and red. So it might not be that much. So I'm gonna split this. There's gonna be a little red in it. It's gonna be some Venetian warm red. And so I'm put a little Venetian and phthalo green together here. And then just a little bit more Venetian in this one. And phthalo green. Just to have two real nice colors to play with. Those can go up front. Also, I see in there, there's some cools that are almost the reverse of the green. So I will go blue and Venetian. Same colors, except for blue instead of phthalo green. I don't need as much as I just put out. This is not going to be a whole lot here. These guys are, I say that, but then no, these guys are probably going to end up being in the bottom of a lot of these bushes here, and they lock them onto the ground. So
Jim?
that's okay.
Jim?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I don't have Venetian though. Can I use the transparent red oxide?
Yes.
Okay.
You can use that.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
No. Yeah. You're good. I haven't heard from you in a while. Good to hear.
I know. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, good. Good.
Hi,
Okay,
Linda.
Hi there.
after class, ladies.
Yes, yes.
Okay. That's pretty much can do pretty much all this stuff. I mean, when we move these guys' colors down, with some white, we're gonna get pretty much all of the mountain colors. You're gonna get a lot of these colors coming back in here, and you're gonna get a lot of the lighter tones in the fence. That's really great. So instead of taking these guys down right away, I want to get a couple more colors going here. I want to make sure I get some yellows and oranges too up here. So I'm going to go again. Just a little oxide red and some cad orange together. I saw this in here. I was in here a lot, and I just want to make sure, get it in here right now. So I'm going to do a few oranges here. Since it's Halloweenish, making orange pumpkin colors should be pretty good to do. Another orange I would like probably be alizarin and yellow, cad yellow. I'm going to leave this on the reddish side. I said that, but my cad yellow said different. So we're going to take and might as well make two piles. You got to listen to your paints. Your paints will tell you everything. Just believe in your paint. All right, so I'll make one just a little redder, just to have some fun. This will be nice, grayed down. This should be fun. I think everything else I can get, definitely we got a blue sky is gonna be totally different than the rest of these colors. But right there, that's pretty good. I think I'm just gonna split these colors now. Put these colors all down. These are the phthalo greens and oxide red. These are the blue and oxide red versions. And then these guys. I'm not doing a huge painting on this tonight. Just doing a smaller one because I was thinking maybe it might end up being a little bit more knife work too on this one because of some of these things, especially with the bushes and the brush and some of the brush might go in nicer with the knife than that, especially with the things, the mountains too. But definitely going to have a lot of brush work. I'm just going to put a little bit of white out here. I'm just trying to see about even on these guys too. I was going to go with yellow, but I don't want it to be too yellowish yet. Don't want to bring out my yellow yet. Value wise, I'm looking at these bushes tops right here, and yeah, they are right around the 5, 6. So that's just a little bit of white going into here. So that's what I'm going to put this line of paints at. This is 6. And yeah, right now it's 8. So a little bit more white. Get this first one done, and I can a little easier to get the rest valued out. Yeah, it's close to a 7, so just a touch more white. Okay, that's good enough. Nice, happy colors here. So next one, same thing. Bring this purple down. Let's look at that. That color is all over the tops of these bushes. If you're using transparent oxide red, that's going to be a little bit on the warmer side, so you might have to cool it off with just a little alizarin into that color. We'll see. This is another one. This should be all over here too. This is oxide red and no, it's Venetian. Sorry, I'm using Venetian. Sorry, Venetian and blue. This is on the Venetian side, and yeah, that's all over here. That's in this fence. That's the whole thing. Is when we get going, there's not a ton of real different colors in this painting. That these colors are so close together, they're almost interchangeable. So we should be able to flop them out, drop them in, and be okay. If you made something green when it should have been blue, you should be fine. It should not make a huge difference in your painting. These yellows, oranges, let's see what happens with these guys. I add enough white. Might not even have enough white. Did not move that. Wow. I put a lot of white in that. That didn't even move it. That's interesting. You say I have a very bad white, but you never know. I think so. Titanium white is titanium white when it comes down to it. And it's not a big deal from one maker to the next. Maybe slight color change. White, but not huge.
And what is the fourth one over from the left?
This
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
that is blue and Venetian or oxide red
Okay. Thank you.
or Terra Rosa. I mean, it's on the blue side. That's all it is.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Thanks.
No problem. Anytime. That's what I'm here for. This blue one, this red one turned out really nice though. That's going to be a nice color in here. Those colors going back into here should work out okay. The only thing we need are yellows and greens and the blue sky. So we got some greens here. So this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to probably mix up a couple of new colors here just to get some goofy colors. Because any of these colors can work together. I'm still just going to take each one of these guys down. Instead of, I'm going to take them up to probably close to 3. But instead of using white, I'm going to try these oranges with some cad yellow first. I'm looking for this stuff back in here, the mid stuff and early in foreground yellows. And I figured these guys, this one will do it. They got just a little bit of white in them, but they also have a lot of yellow in them. That should, get me a long ways. Unless they end up being too close together, then they don't do, then I will have to change them. Like those two are going to be very close together. Yeah. And these ones are probably too close together. What I'll do is probably make one red, make one more red, and make one more like that one. Make sure I got one just kind of a different orange, and then even on this one, just push it a little bit. I don't want these guys to be. It's kind of a waste of paint. Everything's the same. So let's make sure you got just a little bit of different. These guys are different. I'm going to hit these guys with a little bit of white at the end to get me this foreground, and then to get this yellow right back in there. I want to get those guys together. Let's see what happens here. I don't have much yellow left. I don't really want to also on these guys move these guys too much, and just these are kind of like, let's see if I might come up with an interesting green that I wouldn't have thought about mixing ever before. So this is just a little bit of playtime when you do these things. That's how half my new colors come out of these things, is just because I took some extra time and just said, let's make them up because they're right here. I might be able to use this somewhere. Okay. Yeah.
Well, what are you
Okay.
mixing to this next group here on the left, those 4?
Yeah, I just added some cad yellow to them.
Okay.
And that was it. It's all my cad yellow. Got me some nice olive greens, right here. Who knows if I can, end up using them, but you never know. Sometimes greens are one of the toughest colors to play with. So I just like to, if I get a chance to come up with a different green, I'll use it. So that's basically just adding a little white to these, coming on with these cools. I'm going to take these cools though and bring these guys down too a little bit, because I'm working on the mountains now. No more playing around. We're going back to the mountaintop here. And we're going to be adding white to these guys to bring those guys up to these guys. And this should take care of mountains except for probably the high key snow areas. But this should just knock some of the purple and make this a nice gray.
Is this from the
That's
top row,
nice.
Jim, that you're using?
Yeah. Right
Okay.
here.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, I just took those colors and brought them down. This one I just had yellows to. This one I'm adding whites to again. taking them up to about this value. Yeah, this should do it. Dogs say it will. Sorry, I didn't know if you heard my dog barking. Sorry. All right. So,
They're saying, why,
all right.
why,
Well,
why this?
what was that? You broke up.
Oh, they're saying, why aren't we in this one?
You know, those they get painted enough. You know they do. That's enough. I'm getting tired of them painting them. All right, I'm gonna just start to work on the sky color. Ooh, you can just see how glow it makes these yellows and stuff glow. How well that's gonna work. This is probably just a little light yet. I'm gonna put a little bit more blue into it. I'm gonna go, basically I'm gonna go for value first and then I'll tint it up. The way we always do it, so. Pretty close anyway. Okay, it's really close to here, but it's not close to my monitor. My monitor says it has some phthalo green in it. That might be a little bit much. So I'm gonna put a little phthalo green in it. That might need to be grayed out too. No, that's about right. Okay. And I got just a little bit of white left here on that side. I was going to take at the bottom of above the mountains, just going to be a little bit lighter. This is going to looks a little green too. I might go a little cooler in that. Go a little bit of alizarin into it. There you go. That might be nicer at the bottom than that, but that's a nice color. All right. Last thing to do is, since we got the darks for the fence, we just really need some of the lights for the final little things here. Definitely ran out of white though. I'm gonna grab my white. I said double the amount, usually double the amount of white than everything else. So here we go. My CAD yellow is out. I'm going to refresh that on here. It's one of the things when you start painting, you don't want to run out of paint. So in a certain color, think about that. So just put out a little bit more before you start painting. Okay. Looking at these mountains, definitely the top's going to be reflecting a little bit of blue into them, probably a little bit of purple too. So these guys, these two colors, well, let's just do all three of these colors. I'm going to take those guys way up to white, take them up to probably two values. That should do it. So I'm going to have one on the green side, one on a purple green side. You know, for these things up here, and then just some real purpley blues and stuff too. I probably should have take one of these yellows also for to have for the very top. Sometimes you start getting a touch of Venetian white. That's how strong that color is. That can be definitely used. Venetian and white, just a hair of Venetian in your white. Keep it, that really keeps it way up there. That's like a number one. Definitely hits all the marks of being a cool red, pink into the tops of the mountains, working its way down. Definitely a good one to have. We'll leave this pink out here too, just to, because you know, there's always places you can put it on. These guys here should help make up the fence. If I also, I said, yeah, it's just a warm version. Take one of these yellows, make a white yellow. You know, I can use it on these. A little pink in it too. You can use it on these highlights of the fences if I have to come back and stuff. That's always good. These guys too. Oh shoot! I thought I was done. I said I was just going to drop a little bit of white in the bottom of these, each one of these guys. Save the MIG pile. Just to whiten them out, just a hair more. I only need like a stroke or two of these colors if I want. Sorry. But let me go through it. As you can tell, that color there is going to work really good in here. So that's why I want to do that. I like the brightness, but I'm going to hedge it a little bit and go, I know it's going to be probably going to have a little bit more white into it. So let's get it in now, and then I can, you know, play with it. All right, color-wise, looking at the fence and looking at some of the shrubbery, we got phthalo green and oxide red together. We got more green on this side coming down, and more red on this side coming down. Then we added some yellow, cad yellow to the colors, and this is what happens to it. This is what happens when you put yellow with a purple, warm purple, and this is what happens when you get a cool green and some nice yellow green. It makes a nice green. That's a nice color. This is again Venetian and blue. Venetian blue. This is on the Venetian side. This is on the blue side. Coming down, you get these beautiful purples, smoky purples. Be good for a lot of those distance. Coming down, we got a little bit of adding yellow to them. You get these other kind of greens, really, you know, khaki cut type of greens. Here we have Venetian and cad orange together. Here we have cad red and yellow together. Here we have some more cad yellow. This is a crimson and cad yellow. These two. This is on the red side. This is on the orange side. Bringing them down, and then adding white to them. Trying to get to right around a 6 value on these things. Value. We squeeze under 6. A couple of them I want a little light on. But then I'm bringing them down, and then I add yellow to them. Trying to get all these kind of warms in here and stuff. So I have a little mix match to play with, you know, to push, really fill out the whole palette. So each one of those. Then I took these colors up here and brought them back down here and added more white to them, trying to get those guys in this higher key value range. That's like a number 3 or 4 value range. And then I took them up one more time, taking them up to about 2. So a nice big step. I did the same with these yellows too, but I did it at the end. These are this is blue and phthalo green and white mixed together here. And then down, I think right above the mountains and stuff, it gets a little cooler, and then it gets a little yellow or aqua right around the bottom end. Then it gets a little pinky-ish. So that's why I added some little red into this one, alizarin, a little alizarin in that. And then I just took all the colors and really knocked them down with some white. This one I took, this is just Venetian and white, mostly white, just a touch of Venetian there, trying to get this high key white that's pretty much can do almost from the fence to the mountains back there. It's one of those colors that really transcends distance. So you gotta watch it. I mean, you might flatten it out, you might clip it. So I'm just gonna, I hedged my bet and made up a yellow version of it. Value, that's high key, that this will come forward, this will sit back. And then this is just Venetian and white left over. Okay, that's what I'm thinking, guys. Any questions? Boy, I must be so on my game. No questions.
Jim,
Or I
could you
just
go
have you all,
through,
I just have you all muted.
Jim, this is Susan.
Yeah.
Could you go through the
Do
sky colors one more time? I was behind on that. You
for
had
you,
blue-
Susan. Only for you, Susan.
Thank you.
Right here, this blue she's talking about. Very simple, just blue and white to get it to the right value, which is probably right around a 6, or probably darker, probably maybe around 7.
Okay,
Then I added just a little phthalo green to it.
okay,
And then I took that color down. I added a lot of white to it. Then I got this color. This has just a touch more phthalo green in it too.
okay.
I took that same color over here and just put a little alizarin in, just a scrape of alizarin in it to get this little purplish effect to it. That's all I did, really. That's all I did. Simple. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna go over and play for a second. Let me see about that. Oh, see. There's oil. Clean oil, clean oil this time. Not oil. Safflower oil should work great. Just a little bit. All right, get everything up and running. Switch over. I'm gonna move this way up here. Okay. Then I'm gonna be doing a little bit smaller painting.
What is small?
That's a 16 by 20 or 12 by 16.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's small for me. But to get my feet in, it has to be, I have to be able to get my feet in here. So that's as far as I can go. Tilt wise would be nice to have this thing tilt a little bit better. See if this thing might have tilt this one down. There we go. All right, we are ready. Okay, toning canvas, drawing it in. This is a really good one. It's, it's already set. She already set it up at, 3/4, 1/3, 2/3, Simple, nice design, will work great. Big brush, big ideas. So I'm gonna go with some Venetian. I'm watching just this, if anything shows through canvas wise, I think this might be a really kind of a nice color to, shoot through. I think it won't affect the blue sky very much, but that also I'm going to be watching it a little bit before I don't over put too much color up there. Down here, boy, that's 3/4. That's what I was thinking. This might end up being too easy, too fast. So that's why I was thinking maybe I'll, end up doing a little bit more, make this more interesting. Maybe just for myself, I'll make it interesting. Is using a little bit more knife work in this one. So that's maybe. That was a teaser, just to tease you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put some more. I want to get some red too in this bottom. I got some yellows that are going over this, and you can just see that kind of stuff affecting getting in there underneath into the yellow grasses could be should look pretty good. And some of these colors, just the way they're coming out already, yeah, I want to leave it a mess, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna little quick, easy rub here, not too trying to wipe out everything. Just real simple. Get rid of the whites at least. Okay, finding your way, drawing it in. I don't think we're gonna have, there's this, when you do landscapes, you should not get lost very easily. So there's the yellow spot. Make it a little bit wider, right? Just a little bit wider. Goes through here, goes through here, stops there. Okay, this is where we're saying maybe we could get, you got a big bush here, just find some yellow, find some of this yellow here to create a path, not a path, but at least like a, stepping stone to get there area, of yellows. That would be good. That's what I would do. That's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm doing. So, and then just find a way back in here into the mountain area, mountain range. Very, very subtle. We're just gonna just wipe out that 1/3 area. That should do it. And then the mountains themselves. Take a little more vertical work. Okay. Should be fun. Nice piece. Gonna be a nice piece. Okay, so really gonna keep it simple. Focus this one bush right here in the middle. Or it's not in the middle, it's off to the side. It's a good spot, good placement for a good, strong bush in this painting. So that's what we'll be going with as our centerpiece of holding down this front area. So definitely want to start off with some worms in the bottom of it to hold it down, anchor it to the ground here. So I'm going to overpower it, knowing it's going to go a little bit that side, a little bit that side, probably not quite that far. Okay. That one, there's a little bit of one over here. Most of that's going to be a lot of times the rest of these things are just going to be more smudges than anything else. But that's good, strong anchoring. I'm going to put a little bit of this. This is oxide red and phthalo green. This next part here, this is a little more phthalo green than oxide red. But putting that in, I can see how strong that green is, kind of, how dark it is. So I'm just put a touch of white into the color, push it back just a hair. And there's just a little stair step of green. So basically I'm going to go around, go through this front area here, get to about this area right into the painting, about halfway into the painting already. I'll be able to use this green for the base tone to get the bushes to lock into the ground. So That's where they are gonna go. I'll probably look at it for maybe some of this front things, really a light touch of just touching it in here and just seeing how it, you know, reacts with some of this other stuff, getting this greens and stuff, turf. Don't want to be too boring and too with the colors, putting them in here. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance. Okay, knowing that that's pretty good. I know I'm going to have to find a way through a little spot maybe in here of yellows and stuff. Okay, to get space, I want to keep going with space because I got the greens in here. Visually, then I'd have to go to blue. I have to go to blue after green or violet after green. So I might go with violet after here. And that'll push us back a little bit. So that is Venetian in blue. I'm going to touching a little bit of white into it too, because well, it's just too strong. I don't need it quite that strong. This is going to also go to top of this bush. There's going to be some oranges that are going to start come in here at and separate these areas. I might even go down to the here. I'm going to shoot down here to the number 7 version or 6 version of this color when I added white to it. So this is that is Venetian and blue with white on the Venetian side coming in here. And you can see, oh, that's a good color. Okay, I don't want to go too far with that because I want to get to the blue part. I'm going to go with the blue version of that. So it's more blue than Venetian. Definitely, I'm just going to draw it in here a little bit. It doesn't go very far. This should be right here from here on. Everything gets pretty small. These dabs of color I'm putting in. I want to get them in clean, but I'll probably end up having to do them again after I put in the yellow, because it's just gonna, yellow is just gonna make a mess out of these purples. And you want to kind of put the paint in aggressively. You don't want to put it in too wimpy. You want to, too dabby. You want to, shove that color in there really strong because they don't stand out. And that's why I was thinking about even, going back here and maybe using a little bit warmer of a color for this last little area right here. This one that jumps out right here of bushes, right here. Just make it go a little bit bigger than it is, and then reform it with some of these colors. Also, this color, that warmth, that one came from phthalo green and Venetian and white. And so it's a little strong back there. It's I'm gonna knock it down a few ways with yellow underneath it, and then I'm gonna gray it down on top with some more white. But I just want to get it in really strong. Now I'm gonna basically, do what I've just told you I was gonna do. I don't want to put the yellow in yet, but I'll go right back and do the mountains, keep going farther back. So that's basically, I'm just adding sky to the colors, or light or colors. So this is oxide, Venetian and blue, Venetian and green with white, pretty far back here. Yeah, and I have to got a little cool. You can just feel it when you put it on here. It feels like a little cool color. So not as gray as I was thinking it was going to end up being. I might have to go You know, we did the yellow version of this, where we added some yellow to it. I'm gonna steal a little bit of that and gray into this color, because I think it's just a little, not warm off of that. That's exactly the color I would want. So I'm gonna push this thing down a little bit. So this color is the same color, just basically has just a touch of cad yellow into it. And it's the green, like how we kind of made up with adding cad yellow to it instead of white. And then we added white. And now I'm going back and going, you know, the mix of both those guys is perfect for getting me this warmth. It's kind of a cool yellowish green type thing. That's good. I am going to try using it full strength now. Versus a little bit of line of trees back in here. Yeah, it's a little warm for that, but I'm going to put it in first and then knock it back down. So there's just a little line of trees that go across here. And they only go about 3/4 of the way. And then they break. So, but yeah, I'm going to have to blue these up just a hair. Find a few spots here that goes, then it picks up at the very end over here. So just a few very long lines here. Okay, like I said, bluing that up. It's very easy to blue things up. Just add a touch of, you either add a touch of sky or a touch of blue to it, or purple. I'm just going to add purple to it. And push it back, and that, you know, just not everywhere. It just goes just on the top, bringing it down, and then seeing how it reacts. Okay. Okay. Basically, now I've gone through a few things. I have not got into my warm yellows. I'm really going through my cools. I want to probably get going right into these mountains. I want them to be kind of interesting. So I'm going to go with a little more phthalo green into them. But I'm going to use this really kind of a light one. I think it's, let's check this. Yeah, that's a little bit better value-wise because they already got a lot of space. I'm going to go use that for the basic undertone of these things. And then I'm going to go and purple it out. I'm going to add some purple to this color, these greens. And then blues
Where are you
for the
adding?
shadows.
What
This
color
is
is
just phthalo green and oxide red with white.
Okay.
This is like a number 4 value. It's goes down there pretty far. I'm probably going to come back and use a little bit of the value of number 6 we made up for it too. But I want to get this in first. I think this is going to be kind of unique to have it in there, so it's not going to be, you know, I'm going to have a lot of blue in here. And so just having a little bit of this kind of phthalo greenish white, off-white, kind of a gray color, it's going to be neat back there. And what I'm trying to do is really put it in light enough that I can get everything in. Okay, well, my mountain range changed a little bit, but that's okay. We made things, stretch things out a little bit. I'm gonna probably need to make this one a touch bigger. Bring this one up a little higher. Okay. Okay, let's just say that that's the start of it. I would now go with, like I said, purple it out. Basically, I'm purpling it out. I'm going to be adding more red, purple to it, which I'm going to go with the Venetian and blue version. And these are going to be very high key colors too. But what's going to happen is these two are going to mix and probably find a mid gray, warm gray in the middle. I'm hoping for when these two mix together a little bit, and it's going to give me just a little bit more uniqueness in color than if I just went with a kind of gray rock color. So pushing color into this thing.
Do you care at this stage where you put it? Are you trying to look at those dark parts on the cliffs?
Basically, yeah, that's where I'm going right now. I am digging into the shadow areas. Yeah, I'm not going in. I must say thanks for that. I did not go into the very, very dark areas yet, but I'm doing the surface coming around midtones, coming around the thing. And because of, I wanted these two colors pretty tight together value wise and stuff. So I wanted to judge that. And I don't really want to put anything into those real dark crevices yet, because I'm thinking about the blues and stuff that are going to go in there. So now it's just going to be a cute few little drags going back here. And you got these guys over here, these kind of ones. They definitely have a lot of purple in them. Purple greens, that's beautiful. So I tighten it up a little bit, and then, that just kind of happened though. The beautiful thing, soils, we can always go back and touch those guys up. All right. Now I'm going to go put in the purples, the red purples. I'm going to look at my palette and I'm going to go, yeah, I don't really have any blue purples here that are the ones I want. I'm going to have to add some blue to my blue purple up here. This is Venetian and blue. And it's just too perfect. Too perfect. It's not dark enough. It's not just reads a little bit too purpley. Now I want it to read a little blue. I want some richness coming through. So I'm pushing the blue into it. So now it's basically Venetian, but it's in blue, but it's more blue. I'm going to use this color to come in and do the yeoman's work of really shaping these sections out. Thinning them out a little bit here. Getting these sections here a little bit better coming down there. And I am simplifying them too a little bit. Just sure that some nice triangles here, really good shapes. This will get us a long ways. This is gonna get 3/4 of the painting done. Right there. I'm just breaking all the rocks down right now into very simple graphic spots that they're not like, anything more than rectangle, triangle mixes of shape, mostly triangle at the top. Not much. I know there's one, just a little triangle there. And then the big one over on the back side against that purple I put in here. I'm just going to push a little more blue into it. It needs to be just a line darker. I see a lot of triangles in this section here. We'll just have to fudge them a little bit so they're not too perfectly, but too much of a triangle. But otherwise, we can do it. Also, look sure to get the blue in these holes up here. I see. Okay, and then look at the bottom areas, maybe where they connect, where it connects right behind the tree. See if there's any little areas down here that could fill in a little bit. Always got a little bit of shadow. That could be even shadow from clouds going through. A lot of things happening. And get this kind of depth. Okay, so those mountains right there are basically phthalo green and oxide red, and then the purple of Venetian red and blue and white, and now these stronger shadows here, which are basically just blue Venetian and blue, heavier in the blue areas. Okay. Now I just need to go back. Now I can make some adjustments if I wanted to, or I can just go on to some of my greens. I'm going to go into some of my greens because I see someone start getting some of these yellow greens now in here. Basically, I'm going to go down my greens down here. We added yellow to the oxide red and green mixes, and start using a few of those around here. Probably more on the yellow green side than cool green. Olivey, a little bit more olivey, greens in this area. Just definitely try to get a little bit of that in the grasses, where the grasses are going to end up being yellow, this front area. Okay. And get a little more of that green. Mix them all up a little bit. Keep a few different greens going. I don't want too many of the same greens. So you do need to probably use that cool green here and there. See if you can get this thing to kind of, I don't want a straight line. Definitely don't want you to do a straight line on this. I want you to get to come up, to go down and come back up. Okay. All right. Also going to look at a few other spots that might have green. Yeah. And that's beautiful. This is the great thing about doing landscapes. Is you don't have to be perfect in all these things. Just getting these colors and to play together can be good enough a lot of times. Okay, I'm not going to do any more there. This one a little blue. Sometimes you get carried away with how something's going in very quickly and simply. And you're going, it's going in too easy. It's going in too easy. There's something wrong here, right? So drum this bush up a little bigger. Try and get some in brush in that one. Okay, a little bit more in here too. See, my cheap brushes have just, sometimes they'll break down and open up a few different kind of gaps in the bristles. It looks like I'm using a ton of different brushes. I didn't use hardly, I really use one brush. I haven't used anything else yet, one brush. And just let it do all the work. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that bush just a little bigger probably than it is in the photo. Just to hold this area down. Okay. I'm not gonna do it. Break this up just a little bit more. It's just got a little too blue. All right, basically now I'm going to my yellows and greens. Oh, this is a good time for a nice, good bristle brush. And that's going to open up some, these bristles going to open up and do a lot of spiking and stuff, I'm thinking. I want to get the oranges in behind this guy and lock them into place. So I'm going to start off with some really warmer, or use some of my full strength ones, and place those guys right around him first. And with a bristle, that's the nice thing, is it's going to give you a soft edge up top, going to give you a soft edge at the bottom of your stroke. And at this point, we don't even have to worry about too much about thinking about the yellows back in here yet. We're going to get those guys with gobs of paint. Okay, this one here, I wanted to get the warm red here. It's kind of an orangey one here, farther back behind here, coming over to this side, and then it goes back to a real fiery kind of yellow or orange right in here again. So this one over here is just slightly different than this one. Basically, the difference of that is Venetian and yellow. This is yellow and oxide, yellow and alizarin, I think. Anyway, slightly different. You see this one? This one's really good too. Maybe I can brighten that spot up. This is only, if you go through here, there's only a few lines, really strong oranges going through this thing. And trying to get these really kind of ones that pop up front. Let's see right here. I'm going to push it a little bit farther into this bush too. I really want, don't want to come back. I want this, when I get to putting on the final layers of around this bush, I want this bush done. I don't want to go back in and add a lot more color. This is that rich, little rich alizarin and yellow on the yellow alizarin side. And it kind of comes up here and goes around here too. And I'm gonna put it in here before I put in the fence. See, now I'm getting this filled in. Gonna be in a good spot for the fence. Paying attention what's happening on my brush. Push back a lot of those greens just back into a better position. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna, sorry. Gonna go with my other oranges, use just a little bit of white in them. And they're going to give me the distance. Start giving me distance right here. So these are just basically all the same oranges we made before. We made, and they just have just a hair of white into the color. So it kind of knocks it down. Kind of a peachy, kind of gray, peachy thing. Definitely gonna need it on this thing. I just went a little bit too dark in this area here. So I'm just gonna lay this on top a few times, drag it down into the value it needs to be. I'm putting that warm over it, which worked out pretty well. Now I'm gonna, as it go, I can start to see what's happening in color wise. Start to see where this line of bushes out here needs to be broken up a little bit lighter. I'm definitely not going to be doing all those trees and everything else going back here and stuff too. So trying not to do too much more back in here, because try to keep all the information closer to the front. These guys still need to go up a little bit stronger yet. Use a little bit of this yellow. I think I'm going to start working on the path too. Even if that path is real bright yellow back in here, coming against these darker colors here, it can't be that bright. I mean, or else it will jump out as a sore thumb, like a sore thumb would. So that's why I'm adding. Just going to go with a little gold. That's probably just a little. When I say gold, I mean this would have been alizarin and yellow. Yeah, just not that much. And I'm going to start putting in my gold into these areas too a little bit. Starting to get through here. Again, just a big bristle brush, because it can really just kind of almost scrape off areas. It can feel pretty natural. It'll give you that softness of grass going through here. Still going to work on getting through this area. Bringing down and just get a soft blend between yellow and orange. And then making sure you you got a couple spots here where the yellow crosses over that red here, come here. We definitely need to get through there. Okay. Okay, this is also where making sure when you do put those yellows in, give them just a slight angle. So they go back, they don't lay too flat. They lay too flat, not gonna have much energy. So yeah, put them on a slight angle, heading back in here. Just around things till you get back there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put in the yellow itself. I want to definitely make sure I got enough of it. Color I want. And make sure I have a real good gob of it. There we go. Probably end up being a few colors, but I want to make sure my bristles really cleaned off. So I dip in oil all the time and wipe it out a couple times. Making sure I get everything, a lot of it out of it. Then I'll dip it in oil one more time. Just barely touch the tips. And then I'll grab the paint, yellow paint. Well, hopefully this is enough. I'm going to start back in here and just open up my brush as I go. Till I open it up flat right where I need it to stop. And switch it off and just keep on going. I got one nice big goober of paint. Yes, I coined that flip phrase, goober of paint. And now I'm just going to go back in and soften a couple of edges, trying to keep that real nice. Find a few spots back in here, put some of that color. Should go in really well with everything. And then I'm going to take it all the way back a little bit. Feed it back into here, just this few spots. Basically, I'm just toning the canvas, that color that's already there. Okay, really, I just I got kind of find that way through this one area here, I think. Some yellow, just a touch more yellow. Coming forward, I can use a little more color richness. Bring it up. Okay, this is just, there we go. It's just, everything's just starting to line up. Pretty much my strokes are all pretty much straight verticals, coming down and up, not doing too much. I want to probably tighten these guys. Two dots are too much the same. No, just to nibble into that. Just gonna finish going back to my yellow whites here and the bottom. Bristlish. Okay. Oh, I'm just softening the edges back there as we go in here. Okay, the tough thing. All right, so you got basically a lot of this stuff done. Really, it's just putting in this tops to this bush here. I'm just going to have my bristle open it up, lay it flat, and drag it down and release. Really light touch. And that's just going to be the oxide red and blue. And just let the bristles do the work. So just laying it down, dragging it, hardly any pressure at all. Put any pressure, you get a line. So just push it, pull it, twist it, turn it. And that push is pretty much there already. Yeah, there's going to be little things here. I'll probably come back with a couple more colors here and try to break up a couple more these stronger lines like this. But they don't have to do too much there. No, that's what you got to do to go back in here and do pretty much to all these guys. So add that purple greens and stuff like that to them. Okay. But like I said, the hardest part is coming up. And that's you're going to have a little freehand drawing to be able to get this. Fence to pop through here. Well, that's no problem. First of all, there are X's, right? You know, we've got an X right here at the bottom. Pretty much goes off the thing, off it, but it's going to tie in this bushy area, bushland here to the grasses. So let's got a nice dark right there. So, and I know it's going to be really white against it. So I'm going to start there and get the angle I need. The nice thing of these old fences, you know, you don't need to be perfect. So there we go here. Gonna make my X right there. Okay. One X down. At least figured out where it's going. Next one I need over here. I don't want to go. I want to go like 1/3. Take this area here and split it into thirds and put this one here, probably more in the 2/3 area. In the far, I don't want it too far on this side because then it'll be on exactly like that one. So I'm going to bring it over here and put it here in this other range. I'm looking at the space between the bush and the edge of the painting. I'm going, if I want to break this area up down into thirds, and I want to put it in the, I'm going to put it in this third here. Goes up a little higher than that one. Probably different angle. That's the nice thing about this thing is I can be really wrong and still fix things. There's your X. Okay, gotta have that before we do anything else. And then we can start to figure it out. You know, this rail right here runs right there, it comes off. Another rail runs on the other side. Comes off. Another thing is, you know, the crookeder you make these things, you know, the better it's probably going to be too. So. This is the low one. And it goes over here to this part. So I can always have a little bit of room to add a little bit of more space to it. Then there's another one. Comes underneath and goes this other side. And the big one goes in from underneath here, comes through here underneath this other log. It's okay to, you know, get in over the bush, have some overlays, you know, really push that bush back down. Okay, I probably want just a little wide at the end. That's okay. And if we need to, you know, you get back in here, you go, hey, you know, might need, I can add a little bit, another one here if I had to. Got a little bit of in here, a little bit too far, but it's okay. I can always push this bush back a little bit, push it back to there. A couple smudges. Let's do that before I even put them in. Put in some of that yellow green again, push this guy back a little bit farther. So I can see where everything is. All right, that brings us all the way back to painting these guys in. Yeah, I'm gonna use my knife for a little bit of this because I think I put it in. I want to get some of these darks in the shadow areas of these fences, crevices. I'm gonna put them in with oxide red and blue, where I have Venetian and blue today. And very top colors, very dark ones. I want to put this in the shadow areas or wherever I got crevices. It's a warm red brown, color. No white. I want to put this, get this in here. It's gonna work out great. It's gonna serve. Okay, so I'm gonna use that up front here on this front area. This is on the very red side. Shadows. Then when I get farther back here onto the second one, I'll probably switch to the blue side of it. Because I think that's gonna give me the rest of everything else I need. So as I come here, the painting right here.
Good night, everybody. I have to leave early.
What? How is
Sorry.
that? You
Lisa,
didn't like this?
Lisa,
You didn't like
Lisa.
this, Lisa?
No, I do. I love this one.
Okay.
Okay,
you'll
I'll
ta-
see you
you'll
guys
finish-
next week.
All right. Okay, Lisa, take her easy. Have a good week.
Hey, Jim, I gotta do the same and I'll see you next week.
How can that be? How can everybody just be leaving me? What am I, boring?
No,
Hi,
I have to
boring.
be at a market early tomorrow morning selling my jelly.
You more jelly? How are you doing on that jelly? Tell us how you're doing.
I make 300 jars a month.
Jesus. 300 jars of jelly. But this is, and do you take Christmas orders and things like that too?
Sure do. Right now I'm making cran cherry with maraschino cherries. And
Yeah.
I'm also making pumpkin butter.
Oh, man. You make nice gift arrangement and stuff we can all order?
You can if you'd like.
There we
Yep.
go. Christmas is taken care of already. How you like that?
Hey, thank
All
you.
right.
I love this painting. I can't wait to tackle it tomorrow. Thank you.
Good. Thanks. Yeah, I'm just finishing it up right now. I mean, basically, I'm just trying to get a lot of color going in this front area because this orange is going to be so strong. I got to have these guys got to have to pop to hold it down.
The composition
you.
is really beautiful. Thank you.
Well, you did it. You shot it. I'm just copying it. You're welcome.
Have a good evening. We'll catch you next Monday.
All right. You take her easy.
Okay.
All right. Just gonna be using a few of the different colors here. Flipping from purples to greens as I go, and then I'm gonna be going to blue purples. Right now I'm in the red purple stages, going through here. Just trying to get a bunch of little colors here together. Going on these rails. They're gonna be fun. Gonna be a lot of fun. I'm probably gonna have to tackle some of the highlights with a brush. That's okay. As I get back in here, definitely gonna be going more with the blues.
So
and
where are you
purples.
doing more purples than, what did you say? You said purples and then green purples? Is there
Purple.
green, like on the
Right.
top middle rail there? That looks like it could have some green.
Yeah, right in here, right in the top area
Yeah.
of this guy,
Yeah.
and into these into this section right here. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of they're in there. They're
Okay.
not this you can really see it right in here and a little bit in here. It's more in even in the highlights.
Yeah.
And then when I go back in here, yeah, they're gonna be cooling off as we go back and recede a little bit. So they're gonna have a little more sky color or blue in them, blue grays and stuff. I just haven't gotten
That's
to
good.
really bring them out with just a little bit of cool gray like that on the top edge. And so right now I'm just kind of getting in the shadow areas. And now I was going to come back and hit those guys. And as I go back, definitely going to gray it out. It's going to gray out and probably go a lot cooler. Yeah, it might be a little too light. Back in here too. Just have a little fun with them if you can. Just make, alternate a purple with a green in these guys, just to give them a little life. So they don't. So you don't get caught up making them all the same color, even if you think they're like all blue green or something like that. Make sure you got some red in there too. I don't know where I don't really see that, but I just sometimes you just got to put it in there to make it interesting. Sorry about that. All right. Definitely want to get a little bit more darks in that top one. This back line here. Okay. Shadows. I like put them in with my knife just because it's, it's a real different feeling. It's really a different look to get them in like that. And kind of goes, I'll put in some of the grasses with it too. So I'll tie it all together look wise that way too. I'm looking here. Now you can start seeing a little bit of more branch. This is great for putting in branches too. I mean, you got goes really good with the bristle brush technique of putting them in with bristle brush and then coming back in and putting in single scratches for, some of this disturbed bush. Still got to work that kind of thing. Work that yellow through here better too. Paint was starting to fall a little bit. Too much weight. Big clump.
Ugh.
Sorry, bud. Sorry about that again. All right. I'm just going to finish that off with a different brush. Back to a synthetic. Put some highlights on these guys, and then get it back into the mountains. Or I sit here too long on these guys. I want to get the highlights on this one in the front here. Definitely on with the yellow. Might go a little strong. I might tone it down a little bit here. We want to get that in really strong highlight wise. Probably gonna have to work this a little bit. Okay, other highlights. When I do these other ones, I'm gonna really knock them down too. On these edges, because I don't want to have lines kind of going across the leading too far off, where they have to make sure that the strength of it is right in here and not on the edges. I'm really gonna look at the highlights and see what is, you know, blue like this one, definitely a blue highlight. And what's a warmer green highlight, maybe on the green side. We were talking about being right down here. So that's why I'm putting it in with a little bit of a brush now. I figured I'd get this far and then the color would start to peter a little bit, and I could pick up some other colors, and I could just keep going and lighten up my touch, you know, and get the whole thing done without a huge amount of work. We're thinking. And it's really the only important parts is this is about it, you know, after that. Got into that other back end. Definitely when I get farther back, I just want to knock down the contrast a little bit, make sure I'm not using anything as bright as this right here. Back in here, I want to make sure that this color here is at least, you know, a good step back from it, where you can run. This one's almost so bright that you can't see the color. But this one is, you know, you can start to see color. Probably just a little more warmth than that. All right, go back in and touch up those. Touch up the shadows again on this one. Okay. Might brighten that one up back there just a hair more. Just dying off a little bit. All right. Yeah, we'll look for like little highlights. Like these are always good ones to find right here on the tips of these logs. Trying to find just a decent one that's gonna read. You don't have to go real far on that stuff. Okay. Definitely, I was trying not to have to go back in like in between, you know, rails and stuff and do a lot of work. You know, probably shows that's what I was trying to do. Hopefully it shows. No. Then you start to just start to be able to start judging your colors. First ones I put in, probably too dark. So I'm probably gonna have to go and, you know, take each one of these guys and lighten them up a little bit, which will help. I mean, you know, pop this bush here forward a little bit. Just get in here, just do a few digs here. Like I said, I want to find a way to get the yellow through the fence and connect this stuff over here. So and I want to break up this line. All right. And some purples back there. Ooh, good. And purple. More red. All right. Time to get to the sky. Let me get that sky in. Go back with a synthetic, good clean one. Clean. I'm gonna put the dark blue with sky in, and then the lighter blue. I always start from the top and work my way down. That way it keeps the colors clean. I'm not wasting too much paint. Touching up things. That is my top color. I am going to go with the one where I have a little pink into it. Closer to the mountain's bottoms here. So I'll basically be coming close to outlining them with this color. Just a little bit too much in there. Just a touch more, less. right now, yeah, I'm looking at going, maybe I will be, bringing up these clouds from behind it a little bit more. Now I'm going to brighten the sky up a little bit more. This is the aqua blue and white without the purple in it. Lighten it up a little bit more right here in the middle. A little dark. Good clean sky. All right. Clean this brush a little bit, and I'm going to get right into the peaks. Should be able to get this pretty much there. So the peaks, I don't want them all this value the same. So I'm going to switch and make sure that I'm only going to be using this bright white-ish color. This is Venetian and white. And it's really high key. So I'm only going to be using that pretty much in this one, top one there. And that's about it. Maybe just a slightly bit into this guy. So basically, I'm just going to shape this guy. And let's see, that's value probably too bright. I'll knock it down a little bit more with some little Venetian in it. Drop it down one more step. Closer, closer. Yeah, I feel good. That feels better. So just darken this in a little bit. And just do the outsides. Probably darken it in just a hair too much too. That's what happens. Back and forth, back and forth. That's okay. Easy fix. Hedging my bet on this line, this one over here. Getting there. That was probably good. Yeah. Most of these things, most of these mountains and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna be going more with purple and white now on these guys. So this is I say purple white, it's Venetian, blue, white, tons of white. So it's kind of it's more pink or purplish pink, gray. Yeah, all those colors. And I'll be bringing that down in here. That going over that green I put in, you put it in really light, touch to it. Trying not to just wipe one out and get them to blend really nice. You want some marks. using some of this Venetian green mix too. Back into this guy a little bit. And, you know, I don't want to do too much more work back in here. In fact, just want to break these lines up just a hair. Warm up a slight bit back in here, a few spots. All right. Yeah. But I'm not going to be really reinventing a lot of wheels or anything here. A little bit warmer yellow light here on this, some of the snow here. And it's going to tell me to go lighten up a few things back and down here. Maybe this bush up a little bit more probably. Like I said, if I was going to put in a cloud or something else like that, I'd probably put it in with kind of pink white. Let me do that. Let me see if I can do it. Just roll my brush, open it up. See if I can get, you know, something from here to there, something like that. Roll it a little bit just to break up this. Section, and then just go back and it just connects. It's off the back end, bottom end of the cloud. Whatever I have on here, I'll just blue wise definitely go in here. Got all those, you know, strong blues I put in before, right? And a little bit of sky going into those guys here and there. I want to create ice and everything else could be in there in the shadows. Okay. Really, last things to do here is just making sure, you know, like I said, I want to get through this area here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Making sure I can do it. I'm just going to do it with my finger. Making sure I can get through here. Just no hard edges. Just need a little bit of white, yellow. I'll do this rest of my with my knife, putting in some of these grasses here. And that'll be it for tonight. I think let's see what you guys have. I'll bring you guys in close. Got a bunch of people took off early because they're chickens. See, just want to get some of that yellow underneath this fence here. Just get me back there, right? Overstated, but that's okay. Couple finger moves and did it. Okay. All this stuff up here just needs a finger put on it to put it in place. Okay, so that's all I'll be doing at the end. Just touching these guys a little bit, changing the shapes. I'm sure they gonna look a little closer to what they should. I'm gonna keep them soft. That's all I'll do. I'll bring in. Okay. Yeah, those blues are probably just a little strong back there. And then I think the fence is okay. I think you get a lot of good stuff with that fence, so we're gonna live with that probably for a while.
It's gorgeous.
It's fun little painting. Thank you. All right, let's see what everybody else is doing. We got Mike's here. Hopefully he painted. Molly, you better paint it. Kim, maybe you painted.
Nice.
I know Kathleen painted. So let's see, Kathleen, let me see. Yeah, you're up, Kathleen. You
Well,
turned everything's on. Let's see what you have. Oh, look
Well,
at those nice shoes. Nice slippers.
I painted, but I worked on the one from the other day because I
Okay.
was all caught up with my paint. So I don't know if you want to look at that, but kind of off the
Definitely
track.
do. Let's see what you got.
All right. Well, I was working on the dogs.
Oh, you.
The color looks bad right
You
now.
dirty dog.
Good.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So,
That's a
Well-
really good start.
yeah. So what would you recommend?
I'll restart.
Restart?
Tease.
It's too good. It's too good. It's too good. Restart. Make some more mistakes. No, one of the things I found was in the greens and in his shirt, really
Scott?
no light, no white at all. Really try to go really close to as dark as you can go on
Okay.
those two. Just getting that purple to pop out of the green. That's all it is right there. And in the very front behind the first dog with the reddish dog on the right side. Yeah, get a little more red into those greens there.
Okay.
That'll help. And then when you pop
Yeah,
them
the
out, you pop
dogs were
them.
really hard to keep them separate, on the other side.
Oh,
but-
what? I think your dogs are fine. They look like a tangled mess, right? I mean,
Right.
at this point they're fine with everything else going on. Yeah, they're gonna take a little more refining, but I'm just
Okay.
trying to get those greens to set up first to get you the depth. And
All right.
and then your midtones when you put in those shadows and stuff, just a little too thin. Put them in a little thicker, a little heavier. In the cool purple gray
Okay.
shots where we use and stuff. Those are guys just a little bit stronger.
All right.
Then make sure back there, the house is back there a little darker. You did good job on the garage keeping it light. That's the right value. It sits back far enough. But then just
Okay.
push the other ones.
Back farther.
The brick on the brick part of that house, push that back a little bit more, and you'll be
Okay.
good. You're three quarters of the way there. It's all adjustments now. The drawing was really great, so I didn't have to, you don't have that to worry about.
Okay.
Just don't get too detailed in his face and stuff.
All
Just
right.
really, just catch the expression, the emotion type things. Just those slight details of light. That's what I
All
was
right.
looking for. I was
Okay.
looking for. Maybe you're different though.
No.
Otherwise,
I could add more. I just,
otherwise sign it and get it out of here, right?
okay. And then I'll tackle that
No,
one
no.
when you put the recording
Yeah, I
up.
know you. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah,
You're-
I just
you're
didn't want to
good.
mess
That's-
up my palette, with a new one.
Okay, I understand. This
Okay.
was kind of a goofy one anyway, but good
Yeah.
job.
But I had to try it because I like to do dogs and people, so it was right up my alley.
Okay.
All right,
It's
thanks,
beautiful.
Jim.
I know. I love that too. All right, you're
Okay.
doing really great on it. Finish it
All
up. I
right.
know you do great.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Kim, did you paint?
Yes,
Yay, Kim. Good to
Yes.
see ya.
yes. Let's see if I can turn it around for you.
Here we go.
The
The big reveal. Drum roll. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That is cool. Way to push
Yes.
those reds and oranges in there, because those things are gonna, when you put on the second color on a lot of those yellows and oranges, they're gonna die down so much. It's good to almost, to overstretch, put those guys in really strong like you did. That's really good. Great fence. That's a heck of a fence. I love that fence.
Okay.
Yeah, that really feels good. Like that a lot. Yeah, just cool off the mountains when you get back there, and put a little more sky into the coolness of them, and I think you're gonna, that'll be done, and then, just topping colors on top of all the things. You're real close. Congrats. That looks great.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. It's not a real tough one. Everybody should do really good on this one. That's speaking of, there's Molly. Hey, Molly.
Oh dear. Hi. Sorry for the finger there. Let me
How you
turn it
doing?
around.
No
Well,
worries, Mom.
here we go.
Wow.
My mountains, I don't know. They're just, I don't know what to do.
Oh, really? They're cool. I like them a lot.
Oh, you
Um,
do?
I like the colors in them and stuff. It's one of the things, getting a lot of color in them, and then when you gray it down to you got to gray the color down to put on top of them, right?
Right.
And when you put that color on, just don't let that knock out all those colors you put back there, because you want those guys kind of like to vibrate through a little bit, so
Okay.
you can get a lot of some color. But you got to make it more neutral. But
Okay.
try not to lose everything. Really
Okay.
good. Love the way you went after the oranges and reds. That's really strong. And their fence, that's a good fence too. I like the fence.
It's
Sometimes it's just the
wonky.
indication. It's a wonky fence. That's okay. That's what we want. We don't want a perfect fence out there, because nothing's out there is perfect anymore, or we should never be perfect, right? Definitely. Yeah. Hit those yellows a little stronger, a little richer,
Okay.
but not by much, but just that. And then, again, I like the idea of what you did is you kind of, you push those mountains up bigger and stuff. That's probably a better selling point to, since you're making all those sales out there, we should take some pointers from you and just say, yeah, the mountains, if you make the mountains bigger, you probably can sell this, right? There you go. I really like the angles you got going to Molly. I really do like, and I like the way the aggressiveness of the yellow going into the oranges and reds there, right above the fence and stuff. That is fun. That is
Thank
exciting.
you.
That is just squished. Feels,
Well, it
and
was
it feels
really
good.
fun. I just had fun. And yeah, I'm not, I am so out of my comfort zone with landscapes, but it was very fun though. And I'll work on it and finish it.
Yeah. Don't just love it to death though. Make sure you
No.
keep aggressive.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. That looks
All
great.
right.
They're really nice.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's fun.
All right. Let's see who we got left. We got Susan. Did you paint? Susan painted. I know.
I tried. Oh,
Okay, let's see what I tried looked like.
Oh, me? I tried. Well, here.
Linda's coming up. Oh,
Oh, neat.
wow.
I love that.
You really went after it. You got a smorgasbord of color going on there.
I'm afraid
Yeah.
it is a smorgasbord. It's a little crazy.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
but that's
awesome.
it's almost surreal. I like those mountains back there, the way they move like that. That's really cool. Yeah, you just got to basically push the yellows in there, back in the front, right? That's where you got to go back in. You got a little too green in the bush. Probably
Yeah.
should have been a little more red.
Yeah.
And reddish in there, but that's okay. We still got time to change it. And then your oranges, probably more yellow oranges. And then when you got a little red, a little too much red in your oranges.
Right.
But otherwise, the drawings, everything's in there. It's just saying, finish me up. So I think you're in really good position for an hour and a half of painting, right?
I'll
When you
try.
you got the grays in there. Now you just work a little bit of orange into those grays and the top back there, into your bushes, and it'll be done in no time. Really, you're really good. That's really going to look nice. I know it's going to look nice. You did a great job on your horse too.
Oh,
last
thanks. He was so fun.
Good. I'm glad you had fun. Okay. Linda, let's see if Linda said she painted. We haven't seen Linda in a long time. Look at Linda, Florida Linda.
And
How's Florida treating you?
wait, there, very well. There's the Dan Gerhardts. Remember I told
Oh,
you?
is that behind you?
Wow.
Yeah, that guy, it's okay.
And
He's
the
okay.
lighting is so
Just
bad
the
on it right now, but
one.
it is spectacular.
Yeah,
No, what's not
that's-
spectacular is my effort tonight. I've been gone too long, but I'll show you anyway. Let me see if I can get this.
Oh, she always says that, and then she pulls out this
Oh.
rabbit out of the hat.
Well,
Beautiful.
we all went with those greens in the mountains. I think it's like a cool theme here, the Green Mountains.
Yeah, they're green. They're green. You guys just have not been able to put the other part of over the green. That's that. There's a little bit of red cast
Yeah.
to that last color that goes on there. You guys probably missed that because we were flying.
Yeah, we
And
were-
on your yellows, push your yellows a little bit more, yellows in your grasses,
Okay.
and then find a way to really get through there, get through that find a path to it back there, and finish off your bush in the front. And good job on, you guys did really well on just on the guts of the fence and stuff, putting it in there like that. Yeah, now look for color. See if you can dig in there and find some blues, find your purples
Okay.
into that. Have some fun. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be
this
about
was
fun.
This was fun. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
I like your sky. I like your toned down sky too. I kind of
Thank
like
you.
the grayed out. I think that is it gonna look great? Yours is a little lighter, right? Yours in that row of bright,
So it's not
bright
quite
blue.
right. I can't reach that color that you can always do on the skies. I just can never get it, but it is a bit.
Well, I'm thinking about-
mauve.
Now, now I see yours. I'm thinking about stealing it and toning mine down.
You
So that's
may
all.
steal.
That's
Please
all,
feel free.
hey,
Feel
oh,
free.
there we go. Thank you. Well, yeah, I always feel free, you know that.
Yes, of course.
All right. Good
Thank
seeing you, Linda.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Mike, did you paint? Let's see if Mike painted.
I did, Jim. It's been a while.
Yay, Mike. Mike, good to hear
Woo,
from you,
Mike.
buddy. Okay, this is look at this. He went knife. He went crazy with the knife. Good job on that. That's fun. You look at the way you put that yellow on. You really nailed the colors on this thing, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
I would say the great thing about using the knife and stuff is really finding a way through that middle section with just a little bit more of that yellow.
Yep.
Just little bright, not quite as bright as it is
Okay.
back there, but in there, find a few places that can pull the two sections areas together. That's all
Okay.
I do. Looks great.
Yeah, thank you. It's fun.
No, I mean, I don't know what else to say, Mike. I'd say, yeah, you got to lighten up the front end, just the grass, yellow grasses in the front too, a little bit. And that, but
Yeah.
knife work. Did you do it all with knife?
No, probably knife for about the last maybe 40%. To kind of,
Okay.
I had colors that were just, the knife smudges everything together nicely.
Yeah,
Just kind of moves, it softens everything, it merges everything.
it does. That looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely keep working on it a little bit. Now you don't have too much more to go, but yeah, it's really like the way it puts in the oranges because they just really pop even more than they usually do.
Yep, thanks.
Great
I'll send
job.
it to you. Thanks.
Okay, all right. Anybody I miss? Nobody. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, next week. Next week, what do we want to paint next week? I got a night scene we got to do. Got a boat scene, some water scene, boat scenes.
Fall tree.
And you want fall tree? Okay.
Fall trees at some point here. Yeah. If you
All
got
right. All right. The judge has spoken. We have to do this. No, I do have a great one. I do have a great yellow fall tree one. Thanks, Mike, because that just helps me to see what you guys want to paint too. Because I don't want it all about me all the time. Just 3/4 will be good. So that's a good one. Okay, fall trees, we're coming. It's coming towards you guys next week. And I guess that's about it. And have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was fun.
Thanks, Tim. Great job.
Thanks. Good
All
night.
right. Thanks.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week,
Bye, guys.
everybody.
Thanks so much.
All right. We'll see you on Facebook.